Hey guys, so greetings from East Tennessee. Sorry if you don't understand hillbilly. If you don't, you might want to find somebody else to help you with this. So, what I'm working on here is a Montana 4340. Okay, I recently bought this thing. It it just wasn't pulling itself right. Low gear. It was time. The tractor has roughly 800 hours on it. Um, so I attempted to adjust the clutch, no avail. It was just time. So I immediately got the trying to do some research. There's very little out there to help anybody that owns one of these. Um, so, anyways, the first thing I done was remove my loader. Okay, the second thing I did was, of course, if you can remove your loader outside if you're kind of cramped on space. So the second thing I did was um, I drained the hydraulic oil. Once I got the hydraulic oil out, it's going to take a while for all that to drain out. Um, so once I got the hydraulic oil, while that was draining, I come up front. I went ahead and started removing my hood. Um, you know, you really to me, you could get away without doing removing the hood if you ain't got some help. Which you're probably gonna need a hand on this. Um, you just got these two bolts here that go on the back of your hood. What I would recommend is go ahead and removing the shock first, and then removing your plug screws back here on the back. You have two plugs down here for your headlights and whatnot. Let's see here. So then once I got that out of the way, because I bump my head a lot, so I figured why not just get it out of the way. There again, to get to this point right here where I'm at, I'm probably around 6 hours. It's a dirty, messy job. You can try to catch all this stuff. I've used drain pans, but guess what? It still made a mess in here. So once I got the hood off, I realized I needed to go ahead and remove my bracket for my loader because, as you can see right here, I have an issue. This bolt came out. This one's broke. That one there shouldn't be too bad to get out, but these two here ones that's concerning me. I'm hoping I can get a welder and weld me a small washer in each one of these and then weld a nut and then back these out. So maybe that'll be another video. There again, I'm not a professional, do not claim to be, and somebody that does this on a daily basis is going to pick me apart. But this is for the guys out there that are wanting to do this themselves, want to try to save some money. If you're not mechanically inclined, don't even attempt it. Because you got to kind of look at the process. You kind of go know where to start and where to end, and hopefully I can help you guys with that somewhat. So basically, what you're trying to do here is when this thing is together, you got to look at anything that is coming past this cowl right here, anything that's bolting up, lines, wires, whatever it might be. The first thing I did was I removed this pan, got the pan out of the way. Then of course you got your little plastic cover. It goes right here. You're gonna have a plug here, a few more plugs, and then you have your kill switch right here. Okay. What you got to do is out here on your injection pump. Right here is your kill switch. Okay, this right here is actually going to kill your pump, as you can see. Get you a pair of needle nose and remove your wire, your little cable that comes up out here. You got to snake it out. Once you do that, then you can remove that plastic panel. Okay. Once again, if you follow me inside, what I did was I got to looking at all my hydraulic lines. That was the main concern for me. You do not want to damage these because this isn't something you could just go out and purchase anywhere. These lines are bent. So just be extra cautious. If you look in here, right here, there is a main line that comes from your pump. You want to get that sucker out of the way. I just kind of bend it. You don't want to bend it. Just push it down. Let's see here. If you'll come around here, you'll see which one I'm talking about. This is the one that goes to your steering. This one here is the one, there again, if you're equipped with a loader, this one right here goes down here on this valve. Okay, there again, if you're equipped with a loader, this main line right here is going to go right here where my finger is pointing at. You're going to get that out of the way. You got to be careful with that because you cannot remove this bracket right here. You can't get it out of the way. So what I had to do is kind of fish it down and just drop it down. There again, trying to be careful. If you'll notice here, when I removed that bracket, there again, you could get away without doing it. But if you choose to, I numbered all of these. You want to mark everything. Take pictures. Just take your time. It's not that complicated. Anybody with some common sense, you can do wonders. But if you look here, what I ended up doing was my wiring harness. I removed it from the engine just because it was easier to do for me than reaching up inside this cow. Hey, it's one good thing is you do not have to remove this cowl. You don't have to remove the steering. So that's a plus. There again, this go through and you got a line, little oil sending unit here. Right here's for your tachometer. It just screws out. You've got I think a 10mm bolt right here. You got a plug for your alternator. If you come up here to the top, you have a ground that goes right here on your fuel rail. And then if you come over here to your starter, there again, this right here comes directly from the battery. Of course, you want to disconnect your battery. Get that, make sure that's one of the first things you do. I forgot to mention that. And so basically, once I got that out of the way, guys, just look it over. Make sure that before you go to prying on anything, you've got a plan of where this is going to end up. Of course, you're going to want to take the engine forward. Easiest for me, I do not have a gantry crane. I wish I did, but I don't. If you'll look here, this is what I've got working for me. There again, this is for me. This is my preference. I have a transmission jack. That's rated about 3 tons. I have a 6x6. As you can see here, your drive shaft goes through your oil pan. Anybody that's done an oil change on one of these, you know that your drive shaft goes through. So you're not going to be able to jack this thing up from the bottom. The only option I had without a gantry or 2 cherry pickers was to use this method here. There again, I came in here. I removed these 2 bolts off the inspection cover for the transmission. Brought my cherry picker from the back. And once I got that, just rig it up. I just use a short piece of chain. And of course, just rig it up the best you can. The thing you want to do is you want to keep this tractor as level as possible. That was for me the biggest issue, was keeping things as level, because there again, I don't want to damage the input shaft on the transmission. So keep it level and go slow. Just make sure, come around here and make sure that these main lines aren't catching on something. You want to make sure of that. Let's see here, trying to think of what, on this drive shaft, you're not going to get this drive shaft out prior to getting some separation. You got 1 bolt here that bolts up back here on your transmission. Just drop it out and it'll slide right out. there again, guys, I'm not a professional. This is just to help somebody else that was in my predicament. You know, I try to do things myself. I try to save money where I can. And, you know, shop rates are through the roof. So, but, you know, there again, this is not something that, you know, somebody that has no experience at all mechanicing would probably want to tackle. But if you know a guy that can give you a hand, hey, tackle it. It isn't that bad. There again, you're going to have to order all of this separate. There is not a kit for this tractor. I noticed on some models, certain other manufacturers, you know, it came in an actual kit. So you're going to have to purchase your flywheel. The clutch, your pressure plate, and this right here is your release bearing. There is also a seal that goes back here behind your release bearing. I'm gonna have to order that before I get this thing back together. But so, as you can see, my clutch has been wearing for some time. So hey, you know, but I forgot to mention here, you're gonna have some fuel lines. This right here is one trick that I do, and you can see I'm still losing some. You got 2 fuel lines. I just take a bolt, stick it down there and clamp it back off. It helps slow some things down, but you're gonna need drain pans. As you can see here, my shop floor is a mess right now. I tried to catch what I can, but you know, hey, if you're afraid of getting dirty, you don't want a mess to clean up, take it somewhere. But if you're not afraid to tackle this, you know, if I can help you anyway, just shoot me a message. Thanks for watching.